I am 82 years old. I watched basketball for 58 years. I sat in Boston Garden when the paint was still fresh on those championship banners. I watched Bill Russell. I watched Havlicek. I watched them all. But Larry Bird was different. Larry Bird didn't just beat you. He didn't just outscore you or outrebound you or outplay you. He destroyed something inside you, something that never came back. I watched it happen, up close, court level. I saw the exact moment a man's spirit broke. Not his body, not his stats, not his career. His spirit, the thing inside him that believed he was good enough. It left his eyes like a light going out. And Larry Bird watched it happen, looked right at him, and smiled. I have sat courtside for 58 years. I have watched 6 championships. I have seen legends built and legends broken right in front of me. Nothing, not one single thing, prepared me for what Larry Bird did to this man. What he did on purpose, systematically, over months. Nobody has ever told this story the way it actually happened. Until right now. The man was Chuck Person, Indiana Pacers, 1986, rookie season. Chuck Person came into the NBA like a thunderstorm. 6'8", smooth jumper. They called him the Rifleman because his shot was that clean, that precise, that automatic. Chuck Person was not just good. Chuck Person believed he was going to be great. You could see it in how he walked, how he talked, how he looked at veterans like he was already their equal. That confidence, that belief in himself, Larry Bird saw it immediately and decided to take it. It started before the game even tipped off. Christmas Day, December 25th, 1986, Boston Garden. And the building was packed, 15,320 people. Noise like you cannot imagine. Chuck Person, 21 years old, warming up on the court, feeling good, feeling ready. Larry Bird walked past him during warm-ups, didn't stop, didn't look at him fully, just said quietly, almost friendly, "Merry Christmas." Person looked confused, smiled a little, thought nothing of it. That was the first mistake. First quarter, Bird got the ball on the right wing, 19 feet out. Chuck Person was right there, hand in his face, good defensive position. Everything textbook. Bird pump faked. Person didn't move. Bird looked at him, almost disappointed. Then he shot it. Swish. Bird turned, jogged back on defense, looked directly at Person and said, "That's your Christmas present. I got more for you." The crowd didn't even hear it. I did. I was 8 feet away. Person's face changed. Not much, just slightly. Like something shifted behind his eyes. Second quarter. Bird posted him up on the left block. Dribbled once, twice. Then looked over his shoulder at Person and said, loud enough that I heard it clearly, "I'm going to score right here, right now, on this exact play. Watch." Then he turned, gave a shoulder fake, and hit a 15-foot fadeaway jumper over Person's outstretched hand. 38 points. Larry Bird finished that Christmas Day game with 38 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. But the points were not the weapon. The words were the weapon. Every single basket came with a sentence, a reminder, a message delivered directly into Chuck Person's ear. "You can't guard me. I told you this was coming. You knew, and you still couldn't stop it." Person finished that Christmas Day game with 14 points, below his average. 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter alone. Each one came right after Bird said something to him. I counted. Now here's what people don't understand about psychological warfare in basketball. It's not about embarrassing someone once. Any player can take one bad game, shake it off, come back the next week stronger. Bird's genius was consistency, patience. He did this to Person every single time they played, game after game, month after month, season after season. Bird would find him during warm-ups. Sometimes he wouldn't even say anything, just make eye contact, just smile. And Person would tighten up before the opening tip, before a single play ran. There's a science to what Bird was doing. When a player constantly hears he cannot succeed before the action, before the shot, his brain starts to believe it. Cortisol rises, muscle memory breaks down. That automatic, fearless release that made Chuck Person the rifleman, it starts to hesitate, just by half a second. But in the NBA, half a second is everything. Bird understood this before sports psychologists even had words for it. The 1987 playoffs, Celtics versus Pacers, first round. Bird averaged 27 points in that series. But don't watch Bird. Watch the tape and watch Chuck Person specifically. Watch his shot selection. Watch how he hesitates on open looks. Watch how he passes up shots he normally takes without thinking. That hesitation, Bird put that there. Not in that playoff series, months earlier. In warm-ups, in regular season games, one sentence at a time. He built that hesitation brick by brick inside Person's mind. There is a play in Game 3 of that series. Chuck Person is wide open on the left wing. Ball comes to him clean, perfect look. Exactly the shot the rifleman was built to make his entire life. He passed it, open shot, he passed it. The man sitting next to me, a Pacers fan from Indianapolis, his name was Gerald. He stood up and said out loud, "What on earth is he doing?" I didn't say anything to Gerald, but I knew exactly what Person was doing. He was hearing Larry Bird's voice in his head on that shot, right there in that moment, standing wide open in a playoff game. He heard Bird's voice and his hands stopped. Bird had moved into his mind and set up permanent residence. Chuck Person played 14 years in the NBA. Solid career, real numbers, 4 teams. Good player by any measure. But the rifleman, that specific version of him, that confident, unstoppable rookie who walked into Boston Garden on Christmas Day, 1986, like he owned the building, that person never came back. Not fully, not the same way. Bird didn't take his career. He took something more important than his career. He took his certainty, that automatic, fearless, zero hesitation belief, I will shoot this shot in your face and it will go in. That version of Chuck Person died slowly between 1986 and 1988, one Christmas present at a time. I have watched basketball for 58 years. I have seen physical injuries end careers overnight. I have seen bad trades destroy players. I have seen wrong coaches ruin generational talent. I have never, not once in 58 years, seen anything as precise, as calculated, and as quietly devastating as what Larry Bird did with nothing but his mouth and his eyes. He was not trash talking. Trash talking is random, emotional, heat of the moment stuff that players shake off by halftime. This was different. This was surgery, cold, deliberate, targeted at exactly the one thing a basketball player cannot perform without, his belief that he can. Larry Bird didn't beat Chuck Person on the scoreboard that Christmas Day. He beat him somewhere deeper, somewhere that statistics don't measure and highlights don't show. He made the rifleman afraid of his own jump shot. And in basketball, in life, There is no coming back from that.